So let's do this. I've got the kit here in front of me.
Yeah.
Let's start. I've got Parafy, I've got Metal Flush, I've got Sustain, I've got Cinnabine, and I've got the Fulvic Soak here.
Yay.
We're going to start with this one, the Parafy.
Okay.
Is that where we start?
Yep.
What is it? What am I doing with this? What is it going to do?
So all three tinctures will be taken together 3 times a day. It's that simple. So three
So
times a
that's
day.
that's this one, the Metal Flush, the Sustain, and the Parafy, right?
Yep.
Okay. So
So
these three tinctures. Yeah.
3 times a day, 15 drops. You can
Mm-hmm.
take them directly. You can put them in water. You can put them in juice. You can put them in tea, whatever you prefer. I like taking them direct, but I've been doing this for years. Some people don't like the taste. We do soak our herbs in alcohol, so it does taste like an herbal shot. So some people don't like that, and that's okay. The water, you can put it in water and take a shot that way. So Parafy is your parasite cleanse. It has wormwood, clove, garlic, hawthorn, and we soak all of those in for 5 to 6 to 8 weeks, depending on what the herb says, in alcohol in our 10,000 square foot manufacturing facility. So we do all of our tinctures the exact same way. We also have a lymph kit, which we'll definitely talk about before the end of this podcast. That is also a way to prep your body. So Parafy is your parasite cleanse. Sustain is your candida. So candida is also a parasite. And when it becomes overgrown, because you have yeast in our bodies, but when you start to eat a lot of sugar, specifically during the holidays, a lot of people end up with candida after the holidays and they don't know what's going on with their bodies. And it's because you just fed a parasite in your body and you just didn't even know it. And so Sustain helps with candida and bad bacteria. It also helps curb your appetite. I put usnea in there. Usnea is Mother Nature's doxycycline. So if you have Lyme, Sustain is going to be your best friend because it helps mitigate the symptoms of Lyme and paralyzes them. So, and then I also put in peppermint and Oregon grapefruit. Oregon grapefruit is a berberine, so it helps with inflammation. So it helps decrease the inflammation in your body. A lot of people won't lose a pound, but they lose inches because we're so inflamed as a society. So that will help with that. And then Oregon grapefruit's my favorite anti-parasitic. And when it's paired with wormwood, which is a heavy hitter anti-parasitic, they work together and they get rid of more parasites. They help with small intestinal parasites as well as blood parasites as well as flukes. So when you put them together, they work together as a team to help rid the body of the symptoms from the parasite. And then Metal Flush is our heavy metal detox. We all are exposed to heavy metals on a daily basis, and this is just something you should be doing consistently because we are surrounded with heavy metals and our body just needs a little bit of a break. And sometimes you need to bring herbs in order to give that break so that you can get into rest and digest and let the herbs do their job. So I included that after I saw a ton of heavy metals when I did my fulvic soak, and I thought, oh my gosh, like they're being weighted down because they hold on to heavy metals. So if you go in and do something like zeolite, you might see parasites, but when you see those parasites, they've dumped their eggs, you see them because the heavy metals release them. Right. And we all have some heavy metals in our body, especially if you've ever gotten any vax, any of them,
Yeah.
because that's what weights the virus down. And then it slowly releases throughout your muscle and your tissues. Right. So you have heavy metals in your body. It's inevitable. But when you start releasing those heavy metals, if you don't bring in an anti-parasitic and you release those heavy metals, you're going to see worms, but you're going to have to then combat those worms. So why not do it all at once? And that's why I brought in Metal Flush. Cilantro is our heavy metal herb. We've all heard of cilantro.
Yeah.
It's the way we process cilantro. We double extract it. And so also dandelion root, which helps with liver support. When you're supporting your organs, they're going to push toxins out a lot better. And then it helps with your blood and your heart because I had threadworms in my lungs and in my heart. And so I'm really conscientious about supporting while killing, because if you're just staying in a killing phase, they're going to start to get like, oh, complacent. So you got to get in, you got to support the organs while you're killing at the same time. And then again, we've talked about a binder. Cinnabon is our binder. So it's the 3 tinctures 3 times a day, and then you bind at night. If you need to bind during the day, you're more than welcome to bind during the day. I just found, because this is so new to society, that I needed to make it as easy as possible. And currently our binder has charcoal in it, and charcoal has a couple rules. If you take anything, you got to wait 2 hours, bind at night, and then wait 2 more hours before you do anything else. Well, a lot of people don't do things at night. And so it's just easier for that to work. Make your body work a little while you're sleeping. Like,
Sure.
binder
Yeah.
is going to bind all of that and then push it out. And so unless you're not pooping, you need to bind whenever you're doing anything, especially if you're getting something like massages, colonics. Like, when you're getting a massage and you feel achy after, you got to bind. And it's because they move the lymphatic system. The lymphatic system is the sewer of our bodies, but it doesn't have a pump. So we have to do that. And herbs help with that. So that's kind of what I learned. Again, this wasn't my specialty 4 years ago. My specialty was neurology and endocrinology. Definitely not about worms, but I've done so many studies, I've read so many things, and I've been in this every day for 4 years. So I feel like at this point, just having an understanding that we have worms is kind of a good start for everyone.